Hello, my friends. Today, chapter 3 in your book. Now, in chapter 3, we talk about the future continuous and the future perfect. Now, the future continuous is to express that something will be happening, something will be continuing at an exact, precise moment in the future. For example, at noon, this is the exact moment, Joe will be eating. That is the continuous action. This will be eating is the future continuous. And here, future perfect. This is to express that at a specific time in the future, something will have already finished. For example, at 1 p.m., this is the specific moment, Joe will have eaten already. That means he has finished. At 1 p.m., he is no longer eating, he finished. All right, now, these are easy because there is no conjugation. This is the format of the future continuous. Now, in the affirmative, we have subject, will be, and the verb in the ing. Joe will be eating. Joe will be drinking. Joe will be running. Joe will be sleeping. Joe will be playing, etc. In the negative, we have the subject, won't or will not be, and the verb in the ing. Joe won't be eating. Joe won't be sleeping. Joe won't be running. Joe won't be dancing. And in the question, we put will in the front. Will Joe be eating? Will Joe be dancing? Will Joe be playing? Etc. Now, in Portuguese, I believe this translates into Portuguese. For example, it would be Joe vai estar comendo at noon. I think you can translate it into Portuguese, but it's not used very often in Portuguese. I don't think. Maybe I'm wrong. And like I said, there is no conjugation. I will be eating, you will be eating, Joe will be eating, we will be eating, they will be eating. And when there's no conjugation, I love it. It's easy. All right, now, future perfect. Now again, this is for things that have finished at a specific moment, before a specific moment in the future. In the affirmative, Joe will have eaten at noon. We have the subject, Joe, will have, and then the past participle. Joe will have eaten, Joe will have gotten, Joe will have ridden, Joe will have written, Joe will have taken, Joe will have given, for example. Now, in the negative, we have the subject, will not or won't, have, and the past participle, eaten, gotten, written, taken, given, etc. And in the question, we put will in the front, the subject, have, and the past participle. Will Joe have eaten? And again, there is no conjugation. For example, I will have eaten, you will have eaten, she will have eaten, we will have eaten, they will have eaten. There is no conjugation. All right, so it's super simple. And I think this translates into Portuguese too. Joe vai ter comido at noon. I think it translates into Portuguese. All right, now, adverbs with opinions. Now, I say, you repeat, personally, obviously, clearly, definitely, inevitably, surely, certainly, therefore, consequently, accordingly, in addition, what's more, also. Good. Now, these are adverbs that we use with opinions. Now, personally, we use personally to show our personal opinion. For example, he says, cool movie, right? And she says, personally, it's not my type. Now, obviously and clearly, these are used to show what we feel are obvious opinions. For example, look, 7-1. Clearly, Germany is the best. Clearly, my friends, obviously, it's very true, 7-1. Look, he's crying. Now, that's sad. All right, now, definitely, inevitably, surely, certainly. We use these to show opinions that you think are certain or definite. It's pretty close to obviously or clearly. Pretty close. Almost the same. For example, surely, in my opinion, surely, definitely, inevitably, Maradona is the best player ever. Look, the hand of God, yes. Best player ever, Maradona. Do you agree? I agree. All right, now, therefore, consequently, accordingly, these we use to show results, consequences, or effects. For example, Neymar cries a lot. Therefore, he's called the crybaby. Consequently, he's called the crybaby. Accordingly, he's called the crybaby. True story. Now, in addition, what's more, also, we use these to show additional information. For example, in addition to being called the crybaby, Neymar's also called a playboy because all he does is party. Another true story. All right, now leave. In Portuguese, you say ir embora for leave. Now, leave, you can also say deixar, leave a message. So, again, leave is ir embora, but leave is also deixar. Now, leave is ir embora and leave is deixar. But the past of leave is left. But left can also mean izquierda. Yeah, sorry, I didn't create the language, my friend. I just teach it. Also, one more thing I want to talk about, rather. Now, rather expresses preference. Now, we use rather frequently with would. For example, would rather. Now, would rather or rather is a way that we can say prefer to. Rather and prefer to are synonyms. For example, I would rather kiss a frog than eat mustard. You could also say, I would prefer or I prefer to kiss a frog than eat mustard. Now, this is my opinion because I hate mustard. I really do. Mustard is very, very bad. I would rather kiss a frog. It's true. Okay. Now, be able to. In Portuguese, be able to translates to ser capaz de. Now, modal verbs. Modal verbs express possibility, capability, and not action. For example, run, sleep, drink, eat, play. They express action. Modal verbs express possibility or capability. Modal verbs include can, could, would, should, will, might, may, etc. There's a couple more. Now, we often use modal verb plus be able to, but we never use modal verb and can. Now, modal verb and can is very bad. Okay, for example, I will can go to the mall. I often hear Brazilians say this, I will can, eu vou conseguir. No, you need to say, I will be able to. Will is a modal verb. Will and can, no, I will be able to. Now, you should, can win the game. No, this is very bad. This is very bad. Você deveria conseguir. No, should is a modal verb. Should be able to. Now, you would, can see the mountain. No, would, can see would be poderia. I think poderia. Now, in English, you would be able to. Would is a modal verb. After would, we don't use can. Would be able to. All right, allow. Allow is a synonym with permit. Now, and this is just some vocabulary that you will see in the book. Allow, synonym with permit. For example, no weapons allowed, no cell phones allowed. Allow, synonym with permit. Provide. Provide is a synonym with give. A better synonym with provide in Portuguese is fornecer. Against. And against is in opposition to something or somebody. Rage against the machine, the fight against COVID-19. Against in Portuguese, contra. Burst. Burst is a synonym with explode. Burst. Weigh. Weigh is the measuring of weight. Weight is numerical quantity in kilos, pounds, etc. of mass. Weigh is pesar. A vending machine is a machine that sells things. These are vending machines. And a soft drink or a soda, a carbonated drink with no